Vietnam, a top destination on many tourists' bucket lists, is certainly worth a visit due to its soaring metropolises, idyllic islands, vast parks, and its superb culinary scene. A long, slender country wedged between the South China Sea and the boundaries of Laos and Cambodia, it is a land of striking scenery ranging from the lush rice gardens and woodland mountains of the north to the picture-perfect valleys of the mountain region and the fertile delta and pristine beaches of the south. While the highlights of the country are numerous, certain places just must not be missed. Stay tuned, because we'll be giving you a rundown of Vietnam's best tourist destinations so you can start making travel arrangements for your holiday there. Number 10. Sapa. Sapa is a charming rural hamlet in northern Vietnam's Hoan Linh Son Mountains that traces the border with China. This high-altitude mountain village is surrounded by tiered hills and valleys that are 1,500 meters high. While there is enough natural beauty to entice you to this remote part of the nation, much of the town's allure stems from its raw and real culture. The large market town is an area where many numerous ethnic tribes frequently congregate to sell their products. This blend of diverse ethnic groups makes for an interesting melting pot of culture. Local children will accompany you and try to sell you their homemade items or simply practice their English by speaking to you. You can also learn about the history and traditions of the various ethnic groups by paying a visit to the town's culture museum. There are also several outstanding French colonial sites such as the Gothic Cathedral, the Town Plaza, and the City Hall, which are all worth seeing. Number 9. Nha Trang. If your idea of a fun vacation is lazing about the beach, this is just the place for you. Nha Trang is Vietnam's most famous beachfront resort, with a laid-back vibe and world-class scuba diving. While not on the same level as many of Asia's other stunning beaches, Nha Trang does provide warm water and some attractive offshore islands. The promenade that encircles the seaside is often busy, with gardens and sculptures that make a visit here intriguing. As with most beach resorts, the majority of the action begins after the sun goes down, and Nha Trang is no exception. Near the shore, there are a lot of cool pubs and eateries. But Nha Trang is much more than strolling. You can also ride the world's longest cross-sea cable car. Other attractions of the town include the Panugar Cham Towers, which date from the 7th to 12th centuries. They provide a glimpse into the city's past and are still an active religious site for Cham, Chinese, and Buddhists today. Number 8. Phu Quoc. Phu Quoc is a beautiful island in Thailand's Gulf. While it is technically part of Vietnam, it is physically closer to Cambodia. It is quite distinguishable with its lush tropical vegetation, gentle sandy beaches, and rolling hills. The island has an interesting history, having originally functioned as a French missionary outpost and subsequently as a French colonial military jail, a dreary prison that you may visit today. Aside from its history, the island is most popular for its enticing tropical nature. Days in Phu Quoc are spent sunning on sandy beaches, scootering through fishing towns, visiting pearl and pepper plantations, and hiking to waterfalls if you're up for it. Number 7. Mekong Delta. The Mekong Delta is a beautiful system of rivers in Vietnam that is aptly referred to as the Rice Bowl of Vietnam, as a large amount of rice is produced here. The banks are a remarkable jumble of fruit, vegetable, rice, and cow ranches that feed more than a third of the country. If you exclude the Amazon, this spectacular length of river frontage is the most biodiverse place in the world. The Mekong Delta, which covers much of southern Vietnam, is an incredible environment filled with lily-pad streams, rice fields, mangroves, and fascinating fauna. Tourists may visit the Mekong Delta's towns like Tra Vinh, which is regarded as one of the nicest villages in the Delta, thanks to its scenic tributaries and mangroves. While being guided by a local in a wooden canoe past farms, plantations, monkey crossings, water buffalo, and floating markets, you'll get to see everyday Mekong life. Sounds like a dream, doesn't it? Number 6. Ho Chi Minh City. The Ho Chi Minh metropolis, formerly known as Saigon, is Vietnam's largest city. It is also the Republic of Vietnam's former capital. When Saigon fell to the north in 1975, it was renamed Ho Chi Minh City, although its old term is still used by many. Ho Chi Minh City offers it all: temples, museums, parks, and tourist shopping. Whatever your hobbies are, there is something for you here. Head to the Saigon Skydeck for an incredible 360-degree view of the city, especially at night when the lights glimmer below. History junkies should not pass up the opportunity to explore the enigmatic network of the Cu Chi tunnels, which served as the headquarters for various military operations throughout the Vietnam War. The 5-story Reunification Palace, also known as the Independence Palace, is well worth a visit. It is a renowned location in Vietnamese history since it depicts the moment when Saigon fell when a tank crashed past the palace gates. On the grounds outside the palace, a duplicate of this tank may be seen. If you want to understand more about the Vietnam War, go to the War Remnants Museum or the Museum of Vietnamese History. Number 5. Hue. Hue, originally known as the Panduranga of Cham Kingdom, was Vietnam's imperial capital. Located in the center of the country, it played a significant part in the Vietnam War. Thousands of individuals were massacred here if they were suspected to be Southern supporters during a 24-day siege by the Viet Cong. The Perfume River now divides the city in two. The historic city, with its destroyed fortress, is to the north, while the contemporary city is to the south. The demilitarized zone, which commemorates the city's old border, is a popular day excursion from Hue, and the Tien Mu Pagoda is its official emblem. The citadel is the most well-known of the city's monuments. The citadel, formerly the seat of the Nguyen emperors, is a large complex of great palaces, elaborate temples, fortifications, and gates. The icing on the cake would be to take a trip down the seafront to visit the statue-filled gardens of the tombs of the emperors on the outskirts of the city. Number 4. Hoi An. Historic Hoi An is the most atmospheric and gorgeous town in Vietnam. It is an old port town that was a major Southeast Asian commercial port from the 15th to the 19th century, and it has majestic architecture and enticing riverbank locations that befit its history. The old town's face has kept its magnificent history of tottering Japanese merchant homes, elegant Chinese guild halls, and antique tea warehouses. Modern parts of the city include lounge bars, boutique hotels, and other commercial ventures. Every year, people from all over the world come to see the old town's stunning combination of traditional and foreign influences on its architecture. You can spend the morning exploring the ancient town's crisscrossing streets, then visit the Japanese bridge and have a nice lunch break at one of the many restaurants in town eating some of the best food in Vietnam. There are many activities to do in Hoi An, as well as many stunning photo opportunities. If you are planning a trip to Vietnam and want to visit a picturesque location, Hoi An is the place to go. Number 3. Hanoi. Hanoi, Vietnam's capital, is extremely hectic but remains quite alluring. It is one of the cities in Southeast Asia that is growing the fastest and has an interesting fusion of French and Sino-Vietnamese characteristics. Visitors should be prepared when visiting this dynamic capital. With cars and motorcycles vying for the right-of-way in a town with no traffic laws, it's a flurry of activity at best and complete mayhem at worst. Crossing the street could mean taking your life into your own hands. And we thought New York was wild. The Old Quarter is one of the greatest spots to experience Hanoi's craziness. The conveniently positioned Legend Beer Cafe is a great place to have a beer and witness the madness of rush hour right before nightfall. Pedestrians, dogs, automobiles, tuk-tuks, and scooters all use the road, but there are relatively few incidents. Take a stroll around the Old Quarter's freshwater Hon Kim Lake for a change of scenery, or visit the Thang Long Imperial Citadel to discover more about Vietnamese history. Another must-see is the Ho Chi Minh Mausoleum, the final resting place of the Vietnamese president and revolutionary hero. Number 2. Phong Nha Bang Park. Phong Nha Bang Park, located in the Quang Binh province of Vietnam's Central Coast region, is one of the country's most scenic areas. The national park is more popular than ever, thanks to its long-standing fame as a filming location for 2017's Kong, Skull Island, and the nearby international airport. This national park was opened to the public in 2010 and offers a getaway from the metropolis. You'll be living life in the slow lane here, cycling through rainforests at your own speed. There are hundreds of tunnels and secret rivers to explore, as well as 400-million-year-old limestone mountains. The Sun Dong Cave is a must-see attraction of the park and one of Vietnam's most prized possessions. It is one of the world's largest caverns, with its own secret rainforest, microclimate, and underground river. The images of ant-like explorers flashing head torches about the huge, empty caves spark curiosity, yet, you won't be able to access this underground gem unless you have a cool $3,000 to spend on a tour. Entry to the park is highly monitored, and tourists may expect a significant military presence. Number 1. Ha Long Bay. Ha Long Bay, located approximately 80 miles east of Hanoi in northern Vietnam, is famous for its lovely emerald-colored waterways, several outstanding limestone hills, amazing waterside caverns, and beautiful forest islands. It's a popular recreational destination, with scuba diving, kayaking, hiking, and rock climbing available in and around Cat Ba National Park. There are various Ha Long Bay cruises available for individuals who want to simply relax and enjoy the scenery, ranging from basic to top-tier luxury. Ha Long Bay's natural wonders are best seen on boat trips. The cruises may range from day trips to multi-night adventures, with hundreds of vessels ranging from classic Chinese tin cans to luxury cruisers. Ha Long Bay, like other water-based vacations, is easily influenced by the weather. To get the most out of your stay, plan it between March and June. However, in the off-season from June through September, you can generally get some fantastic bargains. We sure hope our virtual tour had you already getting packed and excited for your Vietnam trip. Let us know in the comments below where you would most like to visit. Also, hit the subscribe button to get the latest travel and tour info on more exotic locations.